First, let's bring in CNN's Annie Grayer on Capitol Hill. So what is happening right now with the vote for Kristi Noem?
Well, we just learned that Kristi Noem was confirmed to be Donald Trump's Secretary for Homeland Security. The vote was 59-34, which means that Democratic senators joined Republicans in confirming Noem, who was the governor of South Dakota before this. So Noem now has a huge job in front of her. Just getting confirmed was honestly just the first step. Leading the Department of Homeland Security means that she's going to have to take on Trump's very aggressive immigration proposals when it comes to the southern border, when it comes to mass deportations. And DHS also oversees FEMA, which deals with disaster relief, and Trump is making news on that. Just yesterday, he was saying that he doesn't even know if FEMA should continue to exist. And as the country is reeling from the devastating fires in California and hurricanes across the South, Noem is going to have to contend with all of that. So she has a huge agenda in front of her, but the Senate gave Donald Trump another win for his cabinet today.
Right. And so let's talk a little bit more about the president's, Pentagon pick. While he was confirmed and he got that tie-breaking vote from the new vice president, it didn't come easily.
No, it was a very close vote. Given the narrow majority that Republicans have in the Senate, they could only lose 3 Republican senators, and that's how many they lost, which is what required Vice President Vance to have to come in at the 11th hour to put Hegseth over the finish line. Now, we knew that Senators Collins and Murkowski were going to be voting no on Hegseth. They had made that clear prior to the vote. But the big surprise of the night was Mitch McConnell voting against Hegseth. And there is no secret to the tense relationship between McConnell and Trump. In fact, I caught up with Republican Senator Tuberville just a few minutes ago, who spoke with me about just how tense this relationship is and how it's no mystery why McConnell voted no. But Hegseth's nomination process in general was just full of controversies. There were a number of allegations of sexual misconduct with women, of excessive drinking, and how he spent his money in his former jobs. So he had a lot to defend throughout this entire process. He continued to maintain he did nothing wrong, and Trump stood by him this whole time. So getting Hegseth over the finish line and doing so quickly was a huge win for Trump. And now with Hegseth officially sworn in, that's another win for Trump and his administration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one has to wonder whether that will help set the tone for the process for some of the other nominees. All right, Annie Grayer, thank you so much for that. All right, with me now to talk more about this cabinet vote and other issues surrounding Trump's first week in office for his new term, Carrie Cordero. She's a CNN national security and legal analyst. Carrie, great to see you this morning.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
All right, so this was just the second time in history a vice president had to cast the tie-breaking vote for a cabinet pick. One of Hegseth's first tests will be how he handles Trump's demand to send U.S. troops to the border and potentially assist in his vows of mass deportation of undocumented immigrants. So what kind of legal and national security concerns might you have on this?
Well, now that he's in the position of Secretary of Defense, I think anybody who's involved in national security issues is rooting for his ability to manage the completely complex enterprise that is the Department of Defense. Domestic deployment of the military is just one aspect of the responsibilities that he's going to have. When we look at all of the executive